Hey guys, my name's Wes, and you're watching Wes Nichols TV, and today I'm reviewing John Wick Chapter 2. John Wick Chapter 2 is a 2017 action film starring Keanu Reeves, Common, Ruby Rose, and Ian McShane. It's directed by Stahelski, and is a sequel to the 2014 action film John Wick. My favorite thing about this film is that it takes everything I loved about the original John Wick, expands upon the mythology, and increases the stakes. I love the original John Wick, primarily for the reason why most of us like it. It's an incredible, straightforward action film. It gave you a primary motivation for why you want to see him succeed, and you just watch him do damage throughout the film. It doesn't really give you very many quiet moments. But in the few that it does, primarily they revolve around the Continental, this hotel where you're free of any sort of worry. Assassins can't do you in there, you're safe there. And while watching it, I was like, man, that's interesting. I really want to know more about this. If they do a sequel, I want to know more about this. And they kind of gave me exactly what I wanted. They gave me plenty more action. There was some car action in the first film, but it was only a little bit. Right from the start of this film, they give you plenty of that, and they do it throughout the film a little bit more as well. So you can see more of that style action. You can see more hand-to-hand action, and on top of that, you get to see kind of his technique and how he uses it, because he does repeat things throughout the film, and you get to kind of key in on it, and I really liked that, because as a person who is just not like just a huge Keanu Reeves fan, knows he's obsessed with martial arts, just watching him do something like, okay, he's doing this, and he's going to do that, and you see it, and you're like, I feel like I know how John Wick thinks a little bit, and that's really cool. You get to see plenty of headshots and different gun uses. It's not just the pistols or occasional assault rifle. You get to see a wide variety of weapons used in this movie, which is a huge boost. I loved watching. There's a sequence in the movie where he's kind of setting up, he's getting his weapons, and he's setting up what he's going to do. You don't really get to see that in the first film, but seeing it adds a whole extra level. You get to see him kind of stalk this person. He's got a goal he has to accomplish, and you kind of get to see the version of the boogeyman that they talk about in the original movie. They're like, he was this person, he did this and this. You get to see a taste of that, and it's scary, and it's awesome. You get to see use of weapons that aren't necessarily weapons. In the first film, there's that great quote, he killed 3 people with a pencil. In pencil! And there's a sequence in this movie where you see a pencil somewhere, and all you're looking at is at that pencil. You're like, are you going to use that pencil? I want to see you kill people with a pencil. And I'm not going to say if he does it or not, but I really like that sequence. So, on top of that, you get more of the quiet moments. You get to see more about this criminal underworld. It's not just those gold coins from the first one. There's other tokens and things used as bartering and different meanings behind certain things. You get to see more of that. I really liked that. I delve really deep in that. Give me more of that stuff in any potential sequels. You get to hear about a high council that kind of oversee the world's underworld. You get to see this kind of network of other clans, or not really clans, but organizations across cities. And I did all that. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Amazing. The action is, in the moments where it is strictly action, it gives you clear visuals of what you're seeing. This is not a Resident Evil Final Chapter, where I'm sure there was great action in there. I felt like I was watching good action, kind of, but you can never be sure because it was cutting in and out and in and out and close and far away and close and far away. And then we're going to sweep this shot real fast, and it's all so fast you can't really make out what's going on because they're trying to make it look better than they're actually doing, because they're going like this in real life. They're going real slow, and they're moving so it looks good, and they just speed it up and cut it all together. In this film, it's all real time. It's very swirling shots or clear shots. You see everything that's going on, and it's shot just incredibly. I absolutely loved the way this film was directed. I thought that Keanu Reeves just really excels in these roles. He's not the greatest talker, well, unless you want to give him a Bill and Ted role, in which case I'll listen to him talk all day. But it's not one of his strong suits. But he's very physical with his performances, and this does that. This John Wick is everything that Keanu Reeves needs to do right now. Like, if you do nothing but John Wick movies from now on, and a Bill and Ted movie, and maybe like a sequel to The Replacements, and you know what, you might as well just make another New Matrix sequel, make that one. Just keep doing movies, Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves, guys. I love Keanu Reeves. Ian McShane is back from the first film. I really, really liked him. You get to see cast members return, sometimes not in as big of roles as the first one, but you like to see them show up. And Common is freaking awesome in this movie. You get to kind of see somebody who's really kind of goes toe-to-toe with John Wick and really holds his own. And that was really, really cool. I liked seeing, because they'd fight, and then something would happen, and they'd fight, and something would happen. I really just seen somebody that was kind of like near his match or his match. I loved that stuff. It was super, super cool. But I can't keep talking about positives. I mean, if I can go on and on about the action alone in this movie and the mythology, you want to have a conversation, comment down below. I will talk about this movie with you for as long as you want. But I gotta get to the negatives. There are a few in this movie. First being, this is harder. It's not a huge negative, but it basically, because of how great the motivation in the first film was, the motivation behind this film is not as strong. I wanted to see him get revenge in the first movie. There was like, yeah, I don't care who you have to kill. I don't care if that's the kid down the street who rides the tricycle. He part of that dog killing stuff, take him out. This movie, I was kind of like, I feel like there are other ways you can go about this. Can't you work this way? I mean, they do give you pretty good reasoning behind stuff with the terminology and what goes on in the underworld, and you only have certain things you can do in this situation. But I kept thinking, like, why can't you just do something else in this situation? Also, Ruby Rose is a fine actress, I'm sure. I've heard she's great in Orange Is the New Black. But she has now done 3 action films in the last month. And she's hardly noticeable in the Resident Evil film. I have not seen Triple X. But in this film, I feel like they're using her to her best strength. And by that I mean she doesn't talk. She's interesting. To be honest with you guys, in the trailer, I thought it was a boy. I thought it was like a 14-year-old boy in the movie. I might get some hate on that. I told somebody else this, and they were like furious at me. But in the trailer, when she's walking out with the 2 henchmen, I'm like, oh, so he's trying to kill another kid? So that confused me. I mean, she was fine. The action stuff she's in is pretty good, but overall, she's not the greatest part of this film. And I feel like it's her celebrity status that even has gotten her this role. And then, I can't really go into my last negative too heavily because it's a pretty big spoiler. But there's a moment towards the end that you see they're kind of setting something up, and it's kind of being telegraphed, and you're like, don't do it. John, don't do it. And somebody's telling him, don't do it. And what happens, it frustrated me. I feel like John Wick as a character is very much in control of himself. Yes, once you unleash him and get his rage, he is a violent force of nature. But I feel like if there's one thing, he can control himself. And it felt out of character, that scene. But it sets up a grand scale world that I am excited to see. Hopefully this movie does gangbusters in the box office and just sets the world on fire, and they announce 2, 3 more. And we get to see 7 John Wick movies over the course of the next 10 years. I would love that. Give me 1 a year. I don't care. Just give them all the monies. Give them all of the monies and I will be happy. Overall, my negatives aren't that big of negatives, to be honest with you. They're just kind of things that irked me a little bit. And the positives, well, I talked about them quite a bit already in this review. It's a very long review for me. I could have talked about them for a lot longer and probably gone into other smaller things that I really liked about this film. So I am going to give John Wick Chapter 2 an 8.8 out of 10. I think this is a perfect, or a near perfect action film. There are a few things they could have done slightly better, but it gave me everything I had hoped for, and I had very high expectations for this film because I love the first one. But that is just my opinion, and I want to know yours. What did you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, click that like button right over here. Click subscribe right over here to subscribe to Wes Nichols TV and get more of my reviews and other random video styles that I do. There's links all around my face of other videos, including my review for the original John Wick that I filmed like when I first started making YouTube videos. So if you want to see, this is me now, that was me then, which version was better? Let me know in either video which video was better if you watched both of them. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Wes. You're watching Wes Nichols TV. Have a great night. Bye.